want to say DNF duel, but people are haters, bro. The FGC be shooting themselves in the foot and be fucking it up for everyone else, dog, because I want to be able to sit here and be like, yo, play DNF duel. But on one hand, you have the devs who won't release any fucking, who don't announce any sort of like post-launch content. That's shooting themselves in the foot. But then you also got the FGC's big fucking mouth that always wants to try to pit games against each other, why this game's bad and this game's good, or this game's dead, because they're like, again, games come in waves and hype, waves of hype, and the FGC, it's too spread out thin between so many different games. The FGC is basically like combined is like the fraction of the size of like League of Legends or some shit, or Overwatch or Apex or some of that shit. You get me? So like we can only go to so many games because our genre is so spread thin. Everyone's playing their respective games. So like when for whatever reason like there's all this news coming out about Tekken, Street Fighter, all this shit, obviously nobody's paying attention to DNF duel. But then people use that fucking time to be like, look at the Steam charts, no one's playing DNF duel, and then you got this fucking narrative on Twitter, and people who are new to that shit, who are thinking about buying it, is like, man, I don't want to buy it, no one's even fucking playing it. And that's not fucking true. And that shit is stupid. Like, you can try to do whatever you want to please the FGC, they're still gonna find a fucking reason to bitch. And that's my worst, most fucking annoying thing about it, dog. Instead of shutting the fuck up and just playing the games you want to play, they have to always go say something about so-and-so's game is dead, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, just play the fucking game, buy it if you like it, try it out. If you don't like it, cool. But like, at least let the consumer decide how they feel about it, instead of trying to like movie critic your way, like game critic, IGN your way into making a game a flop. I feel I never listen to the media about games as long as it's not the fucking media, bro. It's not the fucking media. It's the fucking Twitter. It's the people who stay home, who like, instead of doing their fucking jobs, they're at work. Instead of being or doing their fucking work in class, they're like tweeting online and shit, trying to say, because they can't focus on what they're supposed to be doing. So they're like tweeting about what they'd rather be doing, which is fighting games, which is why we have that preconception that people spend more time fucking talking about these games than actually playing them, because these motherfuckers are like just stuck in wanting to talk about this shit when they're probably not supposed to. It's like, dog, do your job and then maybe play some fighting games and tell us how you feel during that. I don't want to hear how you feel about fighting games when you're not playing them. And it's always like these fucking, and it's always like these Zoomer types or these playing, but I'm saying it's typically a younger audience, a younger part of the audience. I don't want to blame all Zoomers obviously, but it's usually it's a younger part of the audience, or it's a perpetually online part of the audience. And you get what I'm saying. And that's one thing that don't spend, if you're spending most of your time, your human socializing, if you get most of your human interaction through Twitter, I don't want to talk to you. I don't care about your opinion. If you're not talking to real life people every day more than you're talking to the folks on Twitter or giving out your unsolicited opinion, I really don't give a shit. I'm sorry. Like, that's one thing that you'll get me annoyed about. It's like, ultimately, you play the game and you tell me how you feel. I think Samurai Showdown is a fucking blast, but up until the rollback announcement, there was less than 10 people playing it on Steam at any given time. But you know what? I've convinced people to play Grand Blue. I've convinced people to play Sam Show. I've convinced people to play all these other games that they weren't normally given a chance, because everyone's got something to say and they always want to dismiss something by something. And yeah, it's just stupid. Don't ever listen to fucking social media. Don't ever listen to Twitter. Don't ever listen to pros. Don't ever listen to me. Listen to yourself, dog. Find out for yourself. Maybe you're too scared to spend $50 on a fighting game. Okay, cool. Wait till you have the money to be able to spend $50 on a fighting game and then come back. It's like, if you're worried about the budget, then you should be worrying about your money more than you should be worried about your game.